I wish I could stay here beside you in this moment. There's a future ahead of me, but the future can wait. I wish the time could stand. I wish the sun never goes down. There's a future ahead of us, but the future can wait. But the future can wait.
Good morning and welcome back to Tightlining Maryland. I am out on a new stream for me. I have fished other stretches of it, but I'm in a different section that's got a high density of wild brown trout. It's a small stream filled with, opportunity for me to kind of explore. It's got a good amount of water to it. I think it's, I want to say like 5 or 6 miles long in terms of length. So I have a lot of space to cover here. From what I know, it's going to be relatively small wild brownies. I mean, that's to be expected with a small stream like this. But, if we can cross the threshold of maybe 10, maybe 12 inches, that's a good day. But in general, just to be able to try to explore new water, be able to get some trout and hopefully fool them here on this, it's only 35-degree day. It might get up to, I think, in the low 40s here, but in general, it's just going to be a little bit of tough sledding, but we're going to make it happen, or at least try, and put some fish on the board using a single nymph rig that I think is going to work really, really well here on this tiny little stream. So thank you as always for tuning back in. I appreciate it if you're already subscribed. It's always great to interact with all the people that do follow, and if you haven't already, please consider doing so at the bottom. Maybe you'll pick up a new trick or see a new way of approaching the stream. So let's get some tight lines in the water, and thanks for watching. There we go. First fish of the day. Little brownie. I knew something was hitting in there. I saw that line jump a couple times. So good to know that, the sighter is working, the fish are active, and we're gonna have a chance at some fish today. There we go. This should be, for all intents and purposes, with it being a small stream, relatively unpressured water. Hook's already out, but relatively unpressured water. A lot of times I find in these freestone streams just like this that these fish just get gorgeous. And sure enough, lots of red and magenta on him. So let's get him back. Just missed one. Little brown. There we go. Another one. He was sitting up a little higher in that run. A little nicer fish. Not great, but nicer than the last one, that's for sure. Let's try to get him in. Oh, there we go. Alrighty, so we're gonna get our second brown of the day. This nice little beautiful wild guy back in. Alright, so we're down just a little bit below where we had started. You know, the better density of trout and higher classification wild trout is up here, you know, upstream of where I am right now. But that doesn't always mean that there can't be good numbers of trout below where you know there's a good number of trout. So, you know, if anything, what I have come to find in my experience is when it comes to wild trout, sometimes they can be in places that most people don't look. And I think a lot of the reason is because once it becomes known that they're in a certain place, people target them because it's easier to figure out and find. And then the trout kind of migrate and set up shop somewhere else. So, you know, I'm a little lower, not a lot, but I think it could pay off to explore a little bit just downstream and see what happens. Well, that was quick. Third fish of the day, right after. I'll probably lose this fish just like I've lost my drone. To explain what I mean by that is that I just went to fly my drone right here in this spot and I ended up flying it right into the bank and it just right into the water. It was awesome. So here's another wild brown. That's 3 for the day. And back he goes. So yeah, I may have broke my drone. It was completely submerged for at least 10 seconds. You know, I just saw this really nice run. I'm in this beautiful, you know, area where I'm saying to myself, oh, this would make a great shot for a drone. And I guess it wasn't completely connected because I didn't even hit the controllers and it just took off from being right in the center of the stream to just boom, right into the wall. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit before I get that drone back up and running. Thank God for protection plans and the fact that I was willing to get one, because even if it is broken, I'll be able to replace it because I was able to retrieve it. But yeah, RIP to the drone. So here's the setup we're using today. It is our lamps and liquid 4-5 weight paired with our, you know, 10-foot 3-weight Syndicate. Again, that is my go-to rod. At this point, I should probably just sell all my other rods. I have one for streamer fishing that I could see using. Got a really nice Recon that I should be using more for like dry flies and stuff like that when the weather's right. But I just know that primarily I really enjoy nymphing. I'm kind of tuned into what goes on as I'm using this rod. So it's kind of become like a third arm almost, where, you know, I just know exactly what it's doing and how I want to use it. So anyway, we're just, again, chasing brown trout. We've been lucky enough to pick up, you know, 3 so far. So we've got on a tandem rig, meaning it's a double nymph rig. And I know lately I've been talking about single nymphing, and that does have a place. But today, the water I'm on, I think it's because we got some rain last night, and it is a little bit bigger watershed, especially down in this B water. It's a little deeper. I mean, there's been some spots that have been easily up to my waist. And in general, I just feel like it's better suited for double nymphing. So as I fish more and more, I find myself wanting to use single nymphs. But for today, given what I think with the just water speed and depth, I think it's a good idea to go with 2. And that fish right there just kind of like proved that theory, that quickly we were able to tag that guy. And that was literally, I think, my first drift with the double nymph. There we go. Picked up another little brownie, it looks like. Oh. This one's pretty pale. There we go. Pretty pale. Hook's already out.
Little guy, 7-8 inches, but we'll take it. There we go. Picked up another one in that far current. Thought there might be one over there. Nothing big, but again, just happy to have fooled a trout. Still absolutely taking that pink beaded hare's ear over the lively legs fly. Something about that pink, and maybe that flash has got him fired up. Really nice fish, really cool adipose, nice and red there. Top of his fins, real orange right up top here. Pretty fish. Alrighty, we're gonna get this guy back. That's gonna wrap it up for tight lining Maryland. It was a good day. I had fun exploring a new body of water. Always cool to see just the way a stream kind of lays itself out for you and be able to see if you can pick it apart. So not a ton of fish, but certainly enough that it was a successful day in the conditions of midwinter 40 degrees. I don't think that's bad at all, but nevertheless it just would have been nice to maybe get into one larger one, maybe even just get one nice chase from a bigger one with some of those streamers. But overall, pleased with the exploration. Actually probably going to stop on the way back, because I know I'm close to another stream that's got some wild trout. We'll give that a shot and see how it goes, but if we're lucky, we'll pick up one or two more. So thank you for tuning back in. Hopefully we can get that drone repaired for you, because I know a lot of you really like that footage, and honestly I love it too. But yeah, it took a dip today and she's toast. So anyway, I'll see you next time on the stream. Thanks for watching.